Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Coins Market, where we dive deep into the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and pocket change that might just make you rich. Today, we're taking a close and fascinating look at a tiny coin with a potentially massive value, the 2006 Roosevelt dime, especially the one marked with JS initials. That's right, folks, a single dime. Just 10 cents. But this little guy could be worth way more than you think. In fact, if you've got the right one, you're not just holding a piece of change, you're holding a piece of history, and possibly a mini jackpot. So make sure you watch till the end, because we're going to uncover everything: the history behind this dime, what makes it special, the meaning of those mysterious letters JS, how to tell if your dime is valuable, and exactly how much the rare ones are selling for right now in the market. Let's get started. To understand why the 2006 dime is so special, we need to go back a bit in time. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946, shortly after President Franklin D. Roosevelt passed away. He was not only a beloved president, but also a strong supporter of the March of Dimes, a campaign that helped fight polio, the disease he personally battled. As a tribute to him, the U.S. Mint decided to replace the Mercury dime with a new design, and that's when the Roosevelt dime was born. Since then, the Roosevelt dime has become a staple in American currency. Millions and millions have been minted every year, and most of them are pretty common. But like any long-running coin series, there are some hidden gems, and that brings us right to the 2006 dime. Now, let's zoom into this specific year 2006, and more specifically, the dime that was minted in Philadelphia, indicated by the P mint mark just above the date on the front of the coin. On the surface, the 2006 dime looks like any other: same size, same silver color, same design with President Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. But here's where things get juicy. If you look closely, especially under magnification, you'll spot the initials JS on the coin. These stand for John Sinek, the designer of the Roosevelt dime. Now you might be thinking, wait, aren't those initials on every Roosevelt dime? Yes, technically the JS initials have always been on the coin. But here's the twist. In 2006, especially on some era coins, the placement, clarity, and even the appearance of those initials stood out more prominently, making collectors pay extra attention. Some of these coins had doubled features, misstrikes, or even die errors, which made them extremely valuable. Let's get into the real deal now. What kind of errors or rare features should you look for first? There are die cracks and die chips, which can make parts of the coin look raised or blobbed. These are often considered mint errors and can drastically increase a coin's value. Then we have the double die errors, where parts of the design, like the date, the motto, "In God We Trust," or even the initials JS, appear slightly doubled due to misalignment during minting. These are hot among collectors. Another super rare error to watch for is the missing clad layer. Roosevelt dimes are made of a copper core sandwiched between two layers of a copper-nickel alloy. Sometimes, one of those layers is missing, exposing the copper underneath. If you have one of these, you might be holding a coin worth hundreds of dollars. And here's a major one-off: center strikes. These are dimes where the image is not centered, creating a crescent moon-shaped blank area on the coin. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Now, let's get to the part everyone's waiting for: how much is a 2006 dime actually worth? If you've got a regular, circulated 2006 Roosevelt dime without any errors, it's probably only worth face value just 10 cents. But if your coin is in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in commerce and looks brand new, it can fetch up to $2 to $5 from collectors just for being in pristine shape. Now here's where things go wild. If your coin has a die crack, a misstrike, or especially a double die error, prices can jump significantly. Some examples have sold for $50 to $150 depending on the severity and condition of the error. A 2006 P. Roosevelt dime with a missing clad layer has been known to sell for over $300. Yes, you heard that right, from 10 cents to $300, and if you're lucky enough to find a coin that's not just an error but also graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, that value can increase even more. Some of the highest graded, rare error 2006 P dimes have crossed $500 or more at auction.so. Now you're probably asking, how do I know if I have one of these valuable dimes? Simple. Start by checking your change. Look closely at any 2006 Roosevelt dimes, especially those with a PE mint mark. Use a * magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine the coin. Look for doubled letters, raised blobs, possible die cracks, strange textures or missing layers, off-center designs, anything that looks off or unique. If you think you have something special, don't clean the coin. Cleaning it could actually reduce its value. Instead, take it to a local coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS, NGC, or NX. You can also check online marketplaces like eBay or heritage auctions to compare your coin to ones already being sold or auctioned. And there you have it, folks, the amazing story of the 2006 P. Roosevelt dime. What seems like an ordinary coin could actually be a miniature treasure worth hundreds of dollars. So check your piggy banks, your pocket change, your car's cup holders. You never know what you might find out. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more coin stories and hidden treasure tips, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video, where we'll be diving into more coins you might have right now that could be worth a fortune. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some are worth way more than their face value. Happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next one. Want me to format this into a downloadable script, or add visuals or B-roll ideas? I got you. Just say the word.